Hello there. For the first time in over a dozen episodes, this week's Forgotten Towns starts with me aboard a train.
The next stop is Lisburn.
Lisburn, County Dram and County Antrim, population 45,410, rank number 227.
Thanks again to Florence and Joseph there, this time he ensuring that she did not overlook the fact that Lisburn straddles the River Lagan and, as this constitutes the boundary between Down and Antrim, is therefore in both. Patricia, meanwhile, messages to say that she is getting a lift from the Deputy Grand Master direct to Bridge, where she will meet us next time. My own slightly tardy arrival, in retrospect, seems attributable to the fact that Belfast Grand Central only opened for train services this very week, and things have clearly not yet settled down. At least the lateness of the train countered the delays I experienced being repeatedly sent in the wrong direction by Google Maps, or maybe that had been sabotaged by loyalists who wanted me to witness a giant gable-end mural of King Billy, not once, but twice. Still, here I am in Lisburn, just in time to check out the city centre before the light fails. Still in Unionist territory. Big branch of Plantation Press. Plenty of flags. And I visit the Presbyterian Church. John Nicholson, who led the assault at Delhi, 23rd September 1857, fell in the hour of victory. It's getting a bit rowdy, kicking out time at the Linen Museum and Visitor Centre. Very smart pedestrian trail, not a single pothole. If the story of the Phoenix be ever true, sure 'tis in this town. Not my words, the words of Thomas Molyneux, describing the rebuilding of Lisburn after the Great Fire of 1707, as etched out on the precinct. So, this roundup of prosperous modernity with a nod to a history of varying levels of controversy, and swiftly glossing over the fact that the only gable-end mural here seems to be a giant lager advertisement, we go in search of the Smithfield House and something altogether darker. Guinness, please. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Are you sitting just in there?
I am, yeah. Cheers. Whilst ordering a Guinness may not seem like a sensible move when on a very tight timescale, I've got a wee while before my onward bus, so I'm happy to sit through the ritual of the two-part pour, which I'm reliably informed is a legacy of serving from two different barrels when one would still have been cask-conditioned. And with the barmaid offering to bring it over to my booth once it's ready, there's really very little for me to complain about.
Hope I haven't nicked anyone's spot by sitting
No, you
here.
have not. No, you probably get a bit of peace and quiet in here.
Thanks very much, Joe.
And so, as we enjoy our pint, there is time to catch up on the history of this, Northern Ireland's third largest city, as grist to the grumblings of many a pub punter who claims it's the presence of a cathedral which conveys city status. Christchurch Cathedral has stood here for many centuries, whilst Lisburn finally became a city in 2002. Predominantly a legacy of 17th century plantations, Lisburn was unusual in being settled by Welsh and English incomers rather than the Scots, with whom initially at least they didn't seem to get on particularly well. But with the arrival of the Huguenots expelled from France at the turn of the 18th century, linen manufacture really took off there, and everyone put aside their differences to concentrate on making a wedge of cash. This brought transport improvements, including the Lagan Canal from Belfast to Lough Neagh, and to my benefit today, the railway heading south towards Dublin. The 20th century, as elsewhere in Ireland, brought plenty of shocks to the system. Bombings and violence, however, were not limited to the usual suspects, with the cathedral nave having been destroyed through the efforts of suffragette Lillian Metger, and thus women became free to return a string of Unionist MPs, until this year, that is, when they finally went Alliance. For me, though, it's time to sup up and take the short walk to Lisburn Bus Centre in search of my next destination, Bridge.
Didn't we have a lovely time the day we went to
Lisburn.
London?